Hey dudes and dudettes, Mr. Theorist here and welcome back to another Doctor Who review. I'm here with Stacey.
Hey.
And this episode is episode 4, season 11 of Doctor Who, called Arachnids in the UK. Say it right at the time. If you've been with us before, welcome back. If you are new, awesome. But please do go check out the other one. I think episode 3 was quite an interesting episode actually.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah. But if you've been here before, you understand what we do is I talk for about 5 minutes, explaining the plot. Then I ask Stacey how she felt about the episode. I then bounce off her opinion, we give you my own, and then we discuss little things about each episode, how each character development is going, what we thought of the villain of the episode, and a general feel, and then give it a rating at the end. So, let's just get on with it. This episode's plot is fairly simple, about as simple as the previous episode. It's this episode. I did say it was episode 3, didn't I?
We're at episode 4 now.
We're episode 4 now.
Yeah.
Yes, of course we are, because it's the sand episode. For some reason I forgot about the sand episode. Yes, episode 4. And this episode's premise is there is a hotel. We open up in a hotel and it looks like there's some sort of shady dealings going on at this hotel, and a random person walks in that's not in a suit, because the other 3 people in the room are in suits. And the guy's like, "Who are you?" And she's like, "I'm the manager of the hotel." And he's like, "Right, you're fired, get out of here." He's like, "What?" And then we meet the Doctor and all of the crew. We've got Yaz, Ryan and Graham.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. I'm actually remember all the names this time. And the Doctor has managed to bring them back home to Sheffield. And they're all happy and yay. But as they go to Yaz's house to have tea, because going to Yaz's house to have tea is the best thing in the world according to the Doctor, the Doctor notices that there is a girl who looks a bit distressed. She asks if she needs help. She says, "No, I'm alright." So they go to Yaz's to have tea. They realise Yaz's parents need to pick up a package, and that leads them to go back to the house where the distressed woman is, and she turns out to be like a university colleague of the girl whose house it is. Then we start to notice there's cobwebs everywhere, which, okay, there's cobwebs, but then once they're in the flat, it realises there are lots of cobwebs everywhere. And while they're investigating this, we go back to the hotel, and we find out the woman that was there who just got fired is Yaz's mum. She rings Yaz and asks her to come pick her up. Yaz turns up there. They then both get told they can't leave by the dodgy manager of the hotel. And as they start walking through the hotel, because he wants to keep them there because he doesn't want to let them go, you realise that there's cobwebs here as well. The episode continues as it does, the Doctor eventually goes to the actual prime location, which is the hotel, where you find out all of the UK, but mainly in Sheffield, spiders are going crazy. And it's something to do with this hotel. We eventually find out that the dodgy dealings that we heard vaguely about at the beginning of the episode was the manager of the hotel hired like a cleaning crew of all waste, and they dumped it all underneath the hotel in an old mining shaft. Unfortunately, along with all this dodgy stuff that was dumped, the company was also dumping stuff from the university, which is how we're connected to the missing woman and her distressed colleague, who are doing science experiments to try and extend the life period of spiders. So all the waste from that creepy experiment, mixed with all the dodgy stuff that's under the hotel, has managed to mutate normal household spiders into really creepy, massive things. I hate spiders. I hate spiders. I really hate spiders.
I thought the smaller ones were cute.
They were cute, but they were still spiders. They were still spiders. Anyway, we'll talk about that when we get to it. As the episode goes along, we find out the spiders aren't a threat at all. They're kidnapping people and they're putting them into web cocoons, but the Doctor explains that this is because of what they've become. They've become these giant spiders and they're confused. Their pheromones are all thrown off and they just don't know what to do. So they think the only humane thing they can do is to contain all the spiders together. So they get all the smaller spiders and they put them in the safe room of the dodgy guy, because he needs a safe room in every single one of his hotels for reasons. Doesn't explain it. He's dodgy American. We'll get to him in a bit. And then they find a big mummy spider, and this is when the episode has a really heartbreaking turn. We find out the mummy spider has grown so big that her organs can't sustain her size, and she can't breathe. But the real villain of the episode, the evil corporate man, has got a gun and decides, "No, spider, I don't like you," and shoots the spider. And the spider dies, and he's like, "See?" And the doctor's like, "Well, she was dying anyway." "Ah, well, it's a humane death. America!" And it's like, ah. But the spiders all die out. The doctor is really sad and goes to leave. And Yaz, Graham, and Ryan, the names will eventually stick, decide that their normal lives on Earth are boring, and they want to travel with the Doctor. We are just normal, boring human beings without a Doctor in our life. It's just the message Doctor Who's always given us. And the episode ends with them all holding onto the lever, which will send them somewhere through time, and the episode ends. It's a nice, simple premise. It's sad, but it's good, and it's also nice that the big, creepy alien monster isn't actually the villain of the episode. It is actually corporate America, which we'll discuss after I get Stacey's thoughts on this. So what was your thoughts on this episode?
I really enjoyed the episode. I don't find the spiders scary at all. The huge mother spider, yes, that would be a bit like, too big. But the ones that are about that size, they look cute. I mean, I know it was creepy how the people were covered with spider web and had to have it peeled off and stuff like that, but I didn't find the spiders scary just because I like spiders. But I like the premise of the episode, how it was a corporation's effect of what they were doing, affecting the local environment and toxic waste and disposing of science experiments incorrectly, and that was what caused the mutated spiders. So I thought that was interesting, and it was going into, well, corporations should be responsible for what they do and how they act, and and the hotel owner and his attitude towards guns. And the fact he was saying that he wanted to be president. So yeah, it was very interesting. I also liked how it focused more on Yaz, because it was focused on her family, and her mother seemed to want to get her to go out with somebody, and yeah, it was interesting. I think it was a fun episode.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was very standard. I was entertained. I definitely think that... What's the Doctor's actor's first name? And it's Jodie Whittaker. See, I'm awful with names. She's got them written down. I should make... Jodie Whittaker, you're definitely noticing that the Doctor is coming out a bit more, and she's getting more the mannerisms of the older Doctors, which then makes you feel more comfortable, and she has still got her own character there, but there are certain elements of previous Doctors which kind of builds up the whole personification of what the Doctor is.
Very talkative.
Yes, very talkative, very David Tennant, I felt, which is good. It doesn't make you think, oh look, she's copied David Tennant. It's more like, because the Doctor is an amalgamation of different characters which make this one being, it makes you feel more like she is the Doctor than she has been in, I would say, previous episodes. She was an entertaining part of this episode. I felt a little bit, I love Doctor Who and I don't like saying negative things about it, but I felt a little bit like, we're Doctor Who and we're now political and just gonna slap you over the head with guns are bad and corporate America.
And the Doctor's always hated guns.
I know, it just felt the fact that they had comedianified the corporate guy to the point of, yes, he is really the villain of the episode, but at the same time he's laughable at, and it just kind of made me go, I get it, this is what the big point of the episode is. It felt a little bit like that was the point of the episode rather than there being a plot to the episode and then the whole political undertone is there. Unlike, like, remember Rosie? Rosie, yes, the whole point of it was the very political tone of the thing, but it suited well with the story that we're telling. This was more like, yeah, there's a story, but we want to make sure you hate corporate America and guns, and I felt a little bit hit over the head with that. I told you I don't like spiders. I don't like spiders. I can't say it enough. I don't like spiders. Like, I'm not as bad as I used to be. I used to be a spider, and I used to literally be like, if you remember in like old shows like Tom and Jerry, where the mum would see the mouse and go, ah! I used to be like that. I used to see a spider and go, nope, I don't want any of that. I don't like. Now I'm just like, nah, I'm alright. I'm alright. Nah, just go away, spider. And yeah, when I saw the spiders at first, I was like, but yeah, I thought the little ones were cute at first, and then it kept showing them. I was like, no. But they were a cool little design. It was a spider, just a big spider, and then the mummy spider was just a very big spider, and it was nice. As you said about Yaz, I thought it was very good. I'm trying to remember the last episode. Yeah, do you feel, comparing Rosa and this episode, that they're trying to have assistant central episodes? Because Ryan was very heavily centered last episode, and we got Yaz very heavily centered this. It's nice. It's nice to have the Doctor's in it, and the Doctor will eventually save the day, but we have an episode that's kind of, look, here's the assistant and things that how the assistant is feeling about this. Which I think is quite nice.
I think because of the fact there's 3 assistants, they probably need that to make the audience attached to the assistants.
Yes, and also let's talk about Graham. I'm wondering whether they're going to do something with Graham.
I don't know if he will stay for too long.
Yeah, I don't know whether they're going to stay for too long, or maybe we're going to get like you remember in season 1 of Doctor Who, where Rose wanted to meet her dad again before he died. I don't think they're going to do the exact same thing. I wonder almost if to help Graham completely get over his grief, and well, not get over his grief, but properly deal with his grief. Because at the moment he's just gone, yeah, you know, grief, it's a really hard thing, and I don't want to sit at home and grieve, so can we go off in space now? And it's like, that's, I don't know how healthy that really is though. And because he keeps seeing her ghost.
Everyone handles grief in their own ways.
I know,
it's hard to say.
I just felt it was, it sounded a little unhealthy though. I want to run off into space because this is too much emotions.
To be fair, if you had the option to run away in the TARDIS and you were having to deal with stuff, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I know, I would. It's just the way it sounded. But I feel like because we've had a Yaz central episode and a Ryan central episode, I wonder if we might get a Graham one where he'll get to know, or
I think we need a Doctor central.
Yeah, I think we will have we do need a Doctor central episode. Yeah, maybe we will. I just feel they're building something up with Graham and his grief. I feel they're building something up with that.
I want some more aliens.
I want some more aliens. I want Daleks. I said this at the end of the episode to Stacey. I was like, I really hope we get a Dalek this season. I want some Dalek episodes. I really do. Because when was the last time we had a proper Dalek episode?
Cybermen and Daleks, wasn't that the last one?
No, we had the Dalek Planet. The one where Amy almost became a Dalek.
Oh,
we had that.
I remember that.
Where there was the second time we ever saw the colourful Daleks, because everyone kind of went, ha ha, look, Daleks look like fat Power Rangers, and they were like, okay, we'll just shuffle them to the side kind of thing. I think that's one of the last times we ever saw the Daleks properly. Because I don't think we ever got it with Capaldi.
Yeah, Clara was a Dalek in one with the Impossible Girl and.
Yeah, so Clara's probably the last time we did. Billy didn't. We got a Cyberman with Billy, but we didn't get any Daleks. Anyway, we're going off on a tangent here. So, yeah, Doctor is looking cool. Assistant's looking cool. Corporate America is bad, and guns are bad, and all that fun political stuff.
Oh, and the line you pointed out at the end of the episode.
Liner pointed out at the end of the episode
about what he was warning them when they were deciding to join.
Oh yes. One thing I thought was really cool, a cool continuity thing, is the Doctor actually warned the assistants of coming with her, and was like, "Do you really want to come? Because like, it could get dangerous, which fair enough. The doctor always said it's going to be dangerous. But she also said you will not come back as the same people, which I thought was a really cool kind of throwback to, if you guys remember, way back, it's still New Who, but when Davros turned up and he was like, look what you make the assistants, you turn them into warriors. They become different people, they're never the same, and it was like, that was a nice little throwback that was. I thought that was really quite cool. So yeah, overall, yeah.
Out of 10?
Okay, we'll give it a rating. I said that Rosa was an 8, and the episode before that was about a 7, and the first episode was about a 6. I think because I felt like I was smacked over the head a little bit with politics. I love politics. If you met me in person, I adore any political argument or discussion you ever want to have with me. But because I felt bashed over that, I'm going to have to say 5.
Oh.
I'm going to have to say it was an alright episode, to be honest.
I was going to go higher than that. I'll go for between 6.5 and 7.
Really? No, I didn't think it was nearly that good, but that's just how we're doing it. That's how we're doing. So yeah, there are our thoughts, guys, on Doctor Who, episode 4, Arachnids in New York. I say New York because we tried this video a couple of times and I screwed
it's,
it up.
UK.
Oh, I did it again.
It doesn't matter. You've got the beginning
Arachnids in UK. I give up. Alright, that's it.
It's in Sheffield.
It's in Sheffield, it's nowhere near New York. Okay. What do you guys think of this episode? If you like this video, hit that like button, leave a comment, tell us what you think. What sort of rating would you give this episode out of 10? How do you think the Doctor's coming along as a character? As I said, when I first started doing this series with Stace, I was going to think more and start analysing Doctor a bit more as we got further in. I'm starting to get a feel for her, and I think in a couple more episodes we'll give a proper look on how she is. And guys, if you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel. And if you are a subscriber, bring a friend along and have them subscribe too. Until next video, guys, I will see you later. Bye.
Bye.
See you later, guys.